Hi guys, this is week 36 Project Life. I've got my photos as normal, and this week I am working with a couple of new stamp sets that are available in the Kelly Stamp shop right now. I will leave the link down below in the description box. Now I am starting off with this Willow Lane 6x8 paper pad, but you'll see I don't last that long with this one. I had just grabbed it out of my drawer of newish goods that needed to be used, and I'm sort of trying to force myself to use it, but I work out really quickly that none of these patterns and colors really suit my actual page this week. So instead I go back through my paper stash and I have grabbed out 3 6x6 pads. I think all of these are from Rosie's Studios, and I'm just flicking through them, pulling out any sort of pattern paper that I think might work with this week. So I've got a lot of, I picked out the pink stripe first and then a lot of sort of bolder blue patterns, and I don't end up using that. I don't end up using a lot of some of these ones that I pull out anyway, but it was easier to pull them out and see how they worked with my actual page than to try and guess with them still in the pad. I loved that blue stripe, so I definitely am going to use that up the top, and then again a stripe down the bottom. And see, I did like the pink there, but I decided I tried this other pink. The pink was kind of just standing out too much, I think, was what I didn't like. So then I decided to go back and use sort of the cooler blue tones as, I guess, a kind of colour scheme for the week, except that I am going to add in this wood grain paper as well, because I think it ties in quite nicely with some of the warmer colours in my photos, and I like that contrast of having a little bit of warmth when you've got such cool colours like this. It just helps to make them pop a little bit more, I think. So you can see here, this is the basics of the week. I did play around with maybe using both wood grain pieces, but that photo was kind of warm enough as it was, so I quite liked the little swan pattern paper just on its own. I wanted to do some stamping on my title card. I've got the This Sucked set here, and it's got my favourite type of little blocky words in it, so I really wanted to do some repeat stamping with that. There was one stamp that said week, which I thought would be perfect for a title card, and even though I have picked out a pattern paper, you can see here this is the effect that I'm going for. It almost creates like a weaving sort of pattern. I'm just going to do my normal repeat stamping over top of the pattern, and I really like the way it looks. I just can't find the right blue ink. Now I did a swatch book of all my inks on a Friday night a long time ago, a wild Friday night, as you can imagine, so I knew that I had plenty of blue inks to try. It was just a matter of finding the right one, and eventually I get to this Versacolor ink here, and although I don't normally like using pigment inks for this sort of thing, it was the perfect colour, so I did end up going for it. Not going to make you watch the whole thing because it took forever, and as you can see, I did one little random stamp in black, and that is going to be my title for the week. So this is where I'm going to do my title. I grabbed the Labels 102 stamp set. I thought I was going to use this label, but you'll see as I cut it out, it's way too big. I didn't do a lot of planning for this title card other than that one of the stamps was going to be black and I was going to add some numbers and a label sticker, but I didn't obviously plan out very well where I was stamping that black week. So when I add my label here, you can see it's all sort of pushed off to the side, but not in any sort of intentional way. So I grabbed the Labels 101 set and I stamped out the smaller label. That's the one I tend to use all the time. I have those pre-stamped. I just didn't have a black one. But you can see again when I put it there, it's too far to the right to be centered. So I decided instead of having it looking a little bit unbalanced, I would put the label on the left and have it look purposefully unbalanced. So I think it worked out much better. It doesn't give me a lot of room for stamping my date stamp, but I still managed to put both sides on there and call my title card done. So super simple, apart from the stamping, which did take a little bit of a while. And now I can move on with the rest of my spread. Now these little Instax photos I've got here, I normally staple them as well, but I didn't want to add staples. Instead I've got some of this awesome washi that I found super cheap. I got it at Kmart, it came in a pack of like 4 I think. And it's got this gorgeous, it's hard to tell on camera here, this gorgeous silver glitter. I had picked out a gold one too, but again, decided to stick with the cool tones, so I am using that beautiful sparkly silver washi tape. I used the whole width of it on this photo, but on those Instax I just trimmed off a little bit because the full width is quite wide and it would have covered the top of the card. Just stamped a little over today from the work life set. You can see there's plenty of those work life stamps that apply to everyday life, not just work life. And then for this card here, I'm going to use a few more of these little blocky words to spell out, stamp out a sentiment, I guess is how you would say it. And I'm totally cheating and using all 3 stamps on one block so I can stamp them all in one go. Now I'm stamping with VersaFine ink this week, so I am actually cleaning my stamps off in between. I just wanted that sort of darker black look, and my Memento Tuxedo Black doesn't necessarily give that all the time. This is another stamp from that work life set. It has Working Girl at the top of it, and I didn't want that. I just wanted the little journaling block underneath. So I used some washi tape to block off the part that I didn't want, and just inked up the rest and stamped that in, and then I can fill in just the tiniest little bit of journaling there with a pen. And my last little 3x4 photo is going to get those same blocky stamp treatments. And again, I'm totally cheating and putting them all on one block. And it was only when I flipped the block over that I realized I had one of the stamps upside down. It says O, and I had it the wrong way, so it said ho. Appropriate for Christmas maybe, but not so much a regular week of project life. Now I've got this 4x6 photo up the top, so I'm going to use this work stamp to repeat stamp across the bottom in that sort of empty space that I have. And you'll see I totally stuffed up one of the stamps, and this is why I don't often use VersaFine, because it is quite slippery on my photos. I much prefer the Memento, and I should have just gone and got it out of my drawer, but I didn't. I'm gonna live with it. I'm not gonna reprint the photo. It wasn't really worth it for me, but I wish that hadn't happened. And I've only got one photo left to work on, and I'm gonna do that same blocky stamp treatment so that I've got 3 of those on my spread. This Life Is, and I couldn't find a great sentiment from that stamp set. The stamp set like I said, is called The Sucked, and this didn't suck. This was amazing. So we've got a couple of trees in our backyard that have started blooming and blossom. I didn't think we were going to have any blossom trees in our yard, and we do, so that definitely deserved amazing. And I just added that with some Little Ellie Studios white stickers instead of stamping. And then that's it. Obviously, not adding pink is something a little bit unusual for me, but I am really loving this cooler color scheme. Let me know down below what your go-to color scheme is, and if you've ever tried something a little bit different and how that worked out for you. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Bye!